In this episode, a walk down memory lane, car ASMR, and a big, slow tank. Welcome to episode 232 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Mike Rao, I was driving around town.
No, you weren't.
Behind me was a white Ford F-150. Most
Oh.
generic thing you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think he was in front of me. Anyway, I was coming toward him. He was in front of me. He had his left blinker on. I was in the left lane. I was like, uh-oh. This could either end one of two ways. Either he's going to get over now and everything's going to be safe, or I'm going to get right next to him and he's going to decide to get over and everything's going to be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So I threw it down 2 gears and got past him as quickly as possible.
Run away.
Right? And then he did move over behind me. So I'll move over in my mirror. No problem. All good. But that's where the fun started. Because this was the sequence that happened. Okay. He got in his lane. It went from left blinker to right blinker. That clicked a couple times.
Yep.
To left blinker.
Oh, yeah.
To flash. To windshield wipers and spray. To left blinker to off.
Just mash everything until something happens. Wow.
I don't know how you could do that.
So that is someone that gets into just utter panic because it's not turning off. So here's my assessment. He probably had his signal on. Then when he went to click it off, he probably bumped it just not quite fully to the other side, but just bumps it a little bit. So now the other side's going to click a few, but he doesn't realize it's only going to go a few. So he panics and goes back up, and then he panics again and it goes back down, and then he's just messing with everything until something happens.
Spinning things, smashing things in and out, flipping them up and down. It was an absolute disaster.
It's like
behind
a bop
me.
it. Bop it, twist it, pull it, push it.
I was legitimately laughing in my car when I saw it. I was like, did he? Oh, he didn't fly. Oh my God, his wipers like, oh my God.
Just everything is happening. Make it stop, please. No, dear
Initially,
God.
I'm like, oh, he's upset with me? Oh no, he's just having a bad day over there.
Just press everything until something happens.
That was
Oh,
awesome.
boy. That is a struggle.
Yep. That was one of the best sequences I had seen after passing someone in a long time.
That's quite funny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, boy. But I think it's time you and I take a little walk down memory lane.
All right.
So we were thinking about, like, what were some of our favorite, like, car or racing video games as a kid?
Well, we had a lot of them.
Because as a, 30s car enthusiast, that was part of our formative years. Right? So we had to go back down memory lane, and this is going to be a little bit nostalgic, especially if you're a car enthusiast in similar age bracket here. You're going to see and hear this, and you're going to think, oh my God, yes! So where do we want to kick it off?
Let's kick it off with some good old classics. Some of the
Okay.
Need for Speed games.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to race other cars, but you also got to race other cars against cops, but then you also got to race as the cop against the other cars.
Right. You're always running away from the helicopter, which would just always spot you. You could never hide from it.
Oh, yeah.
And the cops would do 1.5 billion miles an hour speeding around the corner to catch up to you, and it was amazing. And you'd take the jumps, and they'd fumble
Remember
it
the
all
spike
up.
strips?
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So we're looking at a picture of the Lamborghini Murcielago cop car.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was so much fun.
That was a good game. It was a hard one, but it was a good game.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And then the other Need for Speeds that really got me were the Undergrounds, Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. That was rated as like the Fast and Furious, the Too Fast, Too Furious saga was really kicking off. So that like underground nighttime street racing scene was getting big, right?
Yep.
So this is a scene from Need for Speed Underground 2. It's a drifting Mitsubishi Eclipse, like right out like Paul Walker's Mitsubishi from the Fast and the Furious, like the original Fast and Furious.
They did such a good job hitting that time frame of the Fast and Furious movies.
Perfect.
And nailing it with like that car culture for this game.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolute perfection.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time with the Need for Speed series.
I did too. That was really fun. And you could mod those cars to crazy things.
Oh, yeah.
You had a Civic going like 250 miles an hour with nitrous. Didn't matter.
And Neon Underglow.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yes. So some other games that are definitely out there still to this day.
Yes.
But some of the classics. Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
one of the OG sims of sim racing, for sure.
Yeah, before sim racing was what it is, what we all know now. It was Gran Turismo.
Right. It was Gran Turismo, and then the other one that would have competed with it was Forza Motorsport, which I believe is this one right here.
Yeah, I think that is Forza Motorsport, isn't it?
This is, I think, 3 or 4. But anyway, these were the two like pseudo sim racing games. The other ones were more arcadish.
Yeah.
These were a lot of fun, and I distinctly remember putting in laps at the Nürburgring in Forza and trying to figure out how that worked and everything.
I always tried to, in Gran Turismo, do Suzuka in the Toyota Celica GT4 rally car.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. That always stuck out for me.
That is a weird combo.
It is.
It's a really weird combo.
Very.
These always had good career modes, and you could go with a path forward to start with a shitbox, which was like an old Civic or something really small and slow and front-wheel drive. And you could get up to the sports cars, hypercars, crazy Paganis or whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And there was always a fun path up, and the racing was always very good as well.
And you know what's funny is in this screen grab we have here, you have the Nissan Skyline GTR R34, a Corvette C6 or C5R, C5R, a Dodge Viper race car, and then you have two Mercedes, I think it's two different Mercedes CLK DTM cars.
They are DTM cars.
Yes, they are.
Yep. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yep.
Now, those were the OG Sims. They're still being made today. You can still go out and buy these games. They're still very good.
Yep.
But they're not as hardcore as like some of the sim racing motorsports out there.
It's different now. Yeah.
It is. It feels a little arcadey after playing like iRacing and whatnot.
It does.
But some of the other good stuff, the dirt games.
Oh, like Dirt 1, Dirt 2. Dirt 2 was money for me. Yeah. We're looking at a screen grab from Dirt 2. Rest in peace, Ken Block.
Yeah.
I always chose the Ken Block WRX.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Always.
Who wouldn't?
It was that's just what you did.
Right.
Dirt was so much fun. You got to actually almost understand how to slide a car in that, because you could actually like learn a Scandinavian flick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was
super
so much
good.
Fun.
The hardcore mode of Dirt was a game called Richard Burns Rally. Have you ever heard of RBR?
I've heard of it, but I never really played it.
This was crap graphics, but amazing physics. They just focused on physics when they built this game.
Really?
So like the sliding mechanics were great. You could hook up a PlayStation wheel to it and you could actually like hoon the car around.
Oh, cool. And
there was a big modding community that would help you out if you actually wanted good graphics, or if you wanted to hook up a crazy wheel and whatnot, or have like, I think that they had the full-on WRC rally stages through the modding community if you wanted to go down that path. This game was specifically designed with only physics in mind. You could still go get it today, and it's still out there as one of the best like training tools for an aspiring rally driver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
It is amazing. It's called Richard Burns Rally.
Wow,
I think it's relatively cheap. I think it's like $10-15.
Oh, wow, that
if you
is
want to
cheap.
go out and buy it. Yep. So, what were some of the other ones?
So then there was another blast from the past. This was Midnight Club, like 1 and 2. This was another part of that Fast and Furious culture, that underground street racing scene. And this actually reminds me very much, because this was a yellow Porsche 996 that I remember actually driving that exact car in Midnight Club 2.
That's cool.
This screen grab is very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
God.
That's so cool. Those old school games are a ton of fun.
They are so much fun.
Yeah.
And then there's some other ones.
Yes.
Which one's this?
Another one that I played was Burnout Paradise, and this really captures Burnout Paradise very well, this image here. We have a Lamborghini that is upside down with windows smashed, tumbling in the air. There are points everywhere on the screen and money, and a van down in the bottom right that's flipping. Basically, this game was, you can race, but we're going to make crashing fun. So every time a crash happened, it's slow mode. Everything slowed down. Points started coming up. Money started coming up. The more things you broke and smashed into, the better you did. And it was a ton of fun.
It's a game about crashing.
It was super cool. All the physics were well done as far as the crashing goes, and the tumbling of the cars, and the wheels and parts flying everywhere. Yeah. Burnout was the Burnout
these
games in general.
I want to go back and play some of these right now.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
Oh,
That's super cool.
God. What's next?
Another one. This is an absolute
Oh,
classic.
God.
Yeah. So this is NASCAR 2006, and I know a buddy of mine had this on PlayStation. We'd stay up till midnight, 1 a.m. playing this.
I remember playing this game, and I remember just trying to create absolute utter carnage. So
yeah.
I would always try to drive backwards.
Oh, who would
you always?
not?
That was always the move, right?
Everyone did it.
It was just, let's try to see how many cars, what kind of a big pileup can I make? So let's drive this track backwards.
Yep. Everyone did it. That was kind of half the fun of that game, to be honest.
It really was.
It was a ton of fun to play in general.
It was so much fun.
They had like a relatively good progressive career mode, if I recall, and actually like winning the races. But the real meme lord of this game was driving around in Dale Jarrett's giant UPS truck. You could select this vehicle, which was stupid and awesome at the same time. And that's how it looked.
Look at that, baby. Yes. Yes.
You had that thing going around, and if you tumbled it over, they never like finished the top of the vehicle as far as like physics went. So whenever it flipped, it like bounced in really odd ways, and it was just super goofy. It didn't slide. It would bounce and fling around and do things that physics would not allow in real life. Oh, what a game. What a fun game.
Man. Right back down memory lane.
Yep. And you can play it on GameCube or PlayStation or whatever. Oh, so fun.
Man, I want to go play some Need for Speed right now.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So bad.
That's a really good one. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love it. Man.
So those are some of our favorite games of our childhood. If you want to, right now, we're into like iRacing and super hardcore sim stuff, but those childhood games, they're a lot of fun.
Let us know in the comments, what was your favorite? Did your favorite make the list? If it did, great. If not, let us know in the comments.
Very curious. Very curious. So, what did you see as you were around town?
So, I saw something else that is a bit nostalgic. I saw a big vehicle.
Okay.
I saw a Hummer H1.
Oh, boy. That is a darn big vehicle.
A Hummer H1, baby.
Heck yeah.
You don't usually see them often.
No, you don't. Around here, no. They kind of... They're too big. They're honestly too big.
They hardly fit in a lane.
Yeah. Or a parking spot.
So you actually see more of the new Hummer EVs than you see the Hummer H1s.
Yep.
And I saw it, and it's got some presence.
Oh, yeah.
It's got some presence. I mean, I don't have a picture of the interior of them, but there's so much space. It's so ridiculous.
They're great.
So I had to look up some specs. First, just so that you understand, you do get a 6.6 liter Duramax V8 turbo diesel.
Yeah, I knew it was a diesel.
So you get a big engine. You make a whopping 300 horsepower.
Oh, that's it?
520 pound-feet of torque.
No. I knew they were slow. I knew they were sluggish and like goofy. It's basically a military vehicle. Basically is a road legal vehicle. Honestly, is this thing even road legal? I don't know.
Yeah, just
300 horsepower.
It's so slow.
Oh no.
It's so slow. 0 to 60. Yes.
Oh jeez. Do you have numbers?
You know what? I don't have. Let me find one. But the other number that I was a little bit flabbergasted by was its weight.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I just found the 0 to 60. I'll come to that in a second.
Okay.
So the weight of the Hummer H1. Take a guess.
I'm gonna guess in tons.
Okay.
2.5. No, it can't be that much. 2 tons. 4,000 pounds. Oh God. Is it 5,000 pounds?
More.
How is it 3 tons?
It's 4 tons.
It's 8,000 pounds. How?
It's a 4-ton vehicle.
What?
Base curb weight, 8,114 pounds.
What?
And if you put 4 humans, average 150 pounds to 200 pounds. Oh, that's a 9,000 pound vehicle with people.
Okay, I thought they were 300 horse. What is the 0 to 60? 20 seconds?
Actually, not far off.
Oh no.
18.1. Quarter mile time, 21.2 seconds at 64 miles an hour.
Just broke 60 in the quarter mile. Oh my god.
Oh,
That
this
is
isn't
dangerous.
Even, oh my god. This is even the worst statistic of them all. The distance it takes to stop from 70 to a dead stop.
Oh no.
253 feet.
200 feet?
253 feet to come to a dead stop from 70 miles
It's
an hour.
nearly a football field?
253 feet to come to a dead stop from 70.
Oh boy.
How is this safe to drive?
I have no idea.
Well, I know how it's safe because whatever you hit just doesn't exist anymore.
Right, it evaporates.
It's just turned into dust.
Wow.
Even worse, do you know the base price for the last model year, the 2006, which the one I saw was really clean, so it may have very well been in 2006. Base price.
You want me to give it a guess?
Yeah.
Base price. It was an old military. Did they initially design this to be a military vehicle?
Yes, but then they made civilian versions.
Right. That's pretty much what this was. I'm going to guess it was 45.
Way more.
Uh-oh.
Add $100,000.
What?
$140,000.
What? $140,000?
Someone spent $140,000 to go 0 to 60 in 18 seconds.
No, a lot of people bought these.
And I don't think as many people bought the H1 as you may think.
You might be right about that.
Because I think most people went to go test drive it and went, oh my God, what is this thing?
I know of at least one or two people that at least
they
had
bought
one.
H2s.
I don't know.
They probably didn't buy the H1.
Maybe. Wow.
Almost $140,000 to go 0 to 60 in a little over 18 seconds and take over 250 feet to come to a stop.
Jeez. Now I'm curious. What was the H2 was 60, 70 grand MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes more sense.
And that was just a rebodied Chevy Suburban.
Right.
The H1 was like an actual proper military vehicle.
Yes. I didn't know they were that expensive and that slow and that heavy. That thing is crazy.
It is ridiculous.
Dang.
Overall width without mirrors is 86.5 inches. Without mirrors.
How big is a lane?
I don't know. That may actually be wider than a lane. I honestly don't know.
Lane width 10 feet, 12 feet? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's 12 feet or 3.7 meters. You'd have to do the conversion.
It is, so how many feet?
It's supposed to be 12? Seems kind of big,
So
though.
10 to 12 feet?
Oh, is that a 2-lane? Shoulders are 8.
So if your lane is about 10 to 12 feet, the average width without the mirrors is about 7.25 feet wide. Plus the mirrors.
Wow.
It's another, 6-8 inches on either side?
Okay. It can be, depending on the roadway, it can be between 10 and 12 feet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
You don't have much room.
No, you have a foot on each side if it's a 10-foot lane.
Well.
Yeah. The mirrors put it at that. You don't have any room.
You cannot drift in your lane.
No.
Or you just run over what's beside you.
But you do run it over. And it's okay.
You flatten it like a pancake.
It's okay because you're fine. And you just move on.
You don't even know what happened.
No.
You drive home as if nothing happened because you didn't feel it.
Is this basically a tank for the civilian roadway?
Yes.
Other than that's like the most tank thing that I can think of.
Yeah, apart from like an actual Ripsaw tank thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, legitimately.
Wow.
And then what if you got the armored ones? Because you could buy one aftermarket armored. And that adds another 1 to 2,000 pounds?
Oh, it's got to be another ton or two. It's a 10-ton vehicle at that point. It's, yeah. And your 0 to 60 goes up, and your stopping distance is a full football field. Yeah.
You get an 8,100 pound car, and you add another almost 2,000 pounds worth of armor on it. That is the slowest thing ever to exist. You're being passed by semi trucks at that point.
Yeah.
You're getting on the highway, and a fully loaded semi is passing you.
You're probably right. Yep.
That's dangerous at that point. But again, what do you care?
Doesn't matter.
Because any obstacle just doesn't exist anymore.
Semi-truck? Doesn't matter.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Oh, the Hummer H1. What a thing.
What an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was out over the weekend, I stopped at Ford's Garage. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
Which is a restaurant around us.
It's like a chain burger joint.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's an international or a national chain. I don't know. I'm sure they're everywhere. But they had a really cool thing there. They have a bunch of cool stuff, but they have some Fords. It's kind of themed as automotive. Mm-hmm. But in the front, I don't know if every one of them has it. Just the one that's around us so far has had this. There is, right next to the door, basically on like a pedestal, is a transmission. But they had cut away half of it.
Oh, cool.
And they had put a transparent plastic over it.
Yeah.
And they had this really big, tall gear shifter. And you could look in the transmission, and you could actually shift the gears.
I like that.
And see the gears moving in the transmission as the linkage was moving from gear to gear.
I like that.
Not only that, but they also had the ability to spin the output shaft and the input shaft.
Oh, that's
and you
cool.
could see the difference in the speeds as you changed gears.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was very much basically like what this animation is, which is, a transmission moving and it showing you how all these gears work and move. It was that, but in real life, and you could see all the linkages working, and it was super, super cool.
Yeah. No,
so I didn't spot a car, but I spotted a cutaway of a transmission where you could physically see everything and tinker around with it.
I like that.
Yeah. I thought that was really, really neat.
I do like it when they do stuff like that.
And I do like the ambiance that place has, where it has all like spark plugs on the wall and exhaust manifolds and piston rings and whatnot. It's cool.
Brake calipers and stuff.
Whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
I do like that.
Yeah, that's super, super cool, especially for us car guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was neat. So that brings us to the I wish they would have.
Okay.
Do you have one?
I do have one. It is a little on the edge, but I get it as someone who helps to take care of my niece. So I have a 2-year-old niece, and I wish that cars came with a built-in baby seat.
Ooh.
It's not something that you had aftermarket, but like it was something that was part of the car.
I like the idea.
I don't know how it would work. It would have to like come out of the seat or something.
Yeah.
I know that fold like origami out and up or something.
Baby seats are super nitpicky about safety.
Well, for a good reason.
Yes, for a good reason, indeed. So I don't know if that would be very reasonable to do.
I agree, but it would make things much more convenient as the adult.
Yes, it is a pain in the butt to get those in and out.
These massive pain in the butt to get them in and
out. I did not know, though, if you are in any sort of accident that you're supposed to throw out that seat and get a new one.
Yep. So for example, when my wife got backed into in a parking lot, she had her niece with her in the car seat in the back. We had to get a new car seat from that.
Right.
Yep.
It's like anything that is even a bump. They're just, nope, new one.
Yep, out.
New one, complete new one.
And your insurance will cover it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, you put that in your claim, and your insurance will send you a new car seat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I like it. Many massive engineering challenges.
It will never happen, but I do wish it would be a thing.
Yes, indeed.
Do you have an I wish they would have?
I do. I wish that more parts on my car, or more parts in general, were transparent or see-through so that you could see how they worked in real time.
Okay.
So if you had the valve cover in your car and it had a transparent glass part where you could see in there and you could see all the oil splashing around, the valves moving real fast and the pistons moving around, I don't see why not. A sweet little side panel in the side of the transmission to see all the gear oil moving and the gears moving around. Why not?
That would be really cool.
You know, the cars that are closest to this that I can think of, like Z06 Corvette, right? Mm-hmm. They have the clear glass panel on the hood. Maybe like certain Lamborghinis where you can see into the engine bay from the outside of the car. But you can't see the mechanics working, other than
can't
maybe
see the innards of the engine
right.
itself.
You can see brakes, suspension kind of moving, but you can't. I want to see gears moving.
You want that satisfying feeling and watching of the gears meshing together so perfectly.
It is so satisfying.
It is ridiculous. Is that some ASMR?
I guess it could be called that, yeah. But I will say most of the things that you would want to see gear-wise, when they're moving, are just covered in oil. You just can't see them.
Well, they're covered in oil and they're moving so fast.
Yeah, you cannot see them.
You won't even realize what's happening.
Have you seen a piston moving in real time, like in an engine?
It's almost, you can't even see it.
No, it's a blur.
It's
It's insane.
it's so fast that it's indistinguishable to the human eye.
Right,
Pretty well.
right. But it'd be cool.
It would be really cool.
It'd be cool.
I would love to see it.
I wish they would have. Wish they would have built some clear plastic panels and all the mechanical bits.
I agree.
Yep.
So, you got anything else?
I do not.
It's going to wrap us up then for episode 232. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let us know, what do you think about that list of nostalgic racing games? Is your favorite game on there? Let us know. If you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So, thanks again. Catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.